Oh, hi everyone, Brodie here. Welcome to another virtual sky tour. Sorry you caught me chilling out on Mars's moon Phobos here. You know, after the whole asteroid incident, I needed to relax for a bit. You know, throughout the fields of science, there are certain laws that are undeniable, unquestionable. What goes up must come down. Energy can't be created or destroyed. For every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. But throughout all of those different fields, there is one undeniable fact. Mars is really cool. I mean, from the multitudes of video games, movies, books, music, radio plays, actual science too, I guess, Mars has been entertaining and inspiring folks for many, many years. Which is why it's always a fun time when it's up in our night sky. Now, unfortunately, Mars is leaving our sky. We're coming into the last few days of the red planet being visible up above. It's heading towards the western horizon, making way for other points of light to take its place. So as we enter these last few days, why not take a look back at Earth's neighbor and celebrate the planet in an ode to Mars. Now, before we travel down to Mars, there's just one problem. I'm not actually in space. Yeah, because of the whole asteroid incident, I have to take a 4-week mandatory training course. So, I'm not going to Mars anytime soon. But that's okay, we have a workaround. With the power of the South Carolina State Museum, I have called upon a piece of technology so revolutionary, so advanced, that without a doubt, this is going to be the greatest ode to Mars of all time. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the Mars Brover.
Greetings, I am the Mars Brover.
The Brover is going to help us out here. With its camera, we can get a much better view of Mars and really give it the appreciation that it deserves. So Mars is around 140 million miles away from the Earth. There's a lot to discover. Of course, Mars has that bright red color that's due to rust on its surface, but from far away here we get a nice view of some of the planet's different features, like that huge gash there. That is called Valles Marineris. It's a giant canyon system. That canyon is about the size of the entire United States, so much grander than our own. Coming up on our left here are a bunch of Mars's mountains. That big one there is called Olympus Mons. It is the largest mountain, not just on Mars, but in the entire solar system. It's around 3 times the size of Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth. Mars also has polar ice caps. You might see them there at the top and bottom. They're made up of carbon dioxide ice with just a bit of frozen water. Well, this is a nice look at Mars from a distance, but let's go ahead and head on down to the surface. Brover,
Copy.
you're clear to launch.
Launching.
Well, now that we're on the surface, you can see there's not a whole lot going on. It's kind of barren. Now earlier, I said Mars is red because of rust on its surface. All of this rust comes from iron within the rocks of Mars. The red color also comes from the amount of dust on the surface. Between the desert-like landscape, the dust, and the general redness of Mars, you'd probably think this place is pretty hot, right? Oh no, Mars is cold, very cold. Brover, what is the temperature of Mars?
Mars's surface temperature varies. At its hottest, it can get up to around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Most of the time, though, Mars has a median surface temperature of around negative 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Conclusion, bring a jacket.
If you're looking for an atmosphere, the red planet doesn't have much of one. It's mostly made of carbon dioxide, so you won't last very long without a helmet. Even though Mars might look barren, scientists are always trying to learn more. The Mars Brover is definitely not the first tool we've used to study the surface. Probes and rovers have been sent to Mars for many, many years, discovering as much as we can. In fact, there are actually 2 rovers that we could check on right now. Let's see if we can connect to them and see what they've been up to.
Thanks, Brodie. It's been a pretty interesting time for me here on the surface. I've been studying the history of Mars, searching for past signs of habitability. Recently, while exploring an area called the Crocodilian Plateau, I detected clay minerals in the rocks. These minerals are called phyllosilicates. They are excellent at preserving organic materials. This is a very exciting discovery. Once scientists study these samples, we might get a new look into the history of the planet.
Fantastic perseverance. Well, that's great to hear. Let's check up on the Curiosity rover now and see what it's been up to.
Glad to be here, Brodie. It's also been an interesting few months for me as well. Probably the most interesting discovery was back in March. While looking at some samples I collected, I discovered a couple of interesting molecules, hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons are special because they could potentially be the remains of biosignatures. They could be a remnant of life on Mars. Now there is a chance that these are not biosignatures and we were just created from natural processes, but the potential is there. It's exciting to think about what we'll discover next.
Well, I'd say we've definitely learned a lot about Mars today, but there's still so much more that we could see and discover. We've only scratched the surface, literally. But thanks for coming along today. Thanks for taking some time to take a tour of Mars and learn a little bit more about the red planet. Again, there's still so much more that we could talk about. So definitely, if you would like to learn more about Mars, the planetarium and the observatory are open here at the South Carolina State Museum. You can head to our website, scmuseum.org, for show schedules, as well as just to see everything else that we have to offer. And I should probably get back to this mandatory 4-week training on asteroid safety. If I don't finish this, I have to take another 4-week training on time management. So be sure to like and comment and follow our page, and I'll see you in 4 weeks.
Goodbye.